why we're doing this, why we're adding the referral manager technology that our business partner Opcity has been using since they got started with sending out the warm transfers. When we first started down the pathway of internet referrals, several years or many years back, we've come to find over the last couple of years that there are some inherent issues with the process that we were using before. Those that have been around for a while, that have worked with Homecity before the warm transfers, there were a lot of inefficiencies with not only our customer service department, but the fact that they worked from home. There was less oversight, less management, so their scripting may or may not be working the way that it should be, and they don't have someone that can course correct them on site. We have gotten rid of that inefficiency with Opcity. So Opcity is the company, the business partner that we have teamed up with to scrub down all the Homecity referrals. So these are still Homecity referrals. We bring them through the door. We partner with this amazing group that scrubs them down, and then they get them over to our agents in a warm transfer process. Well, now we have to fix some of the agent inefficiencies that we have. One of the big ones that we have right now is still finding people in a timely manner for our clientele. This is part of the reason why we do still have clients drop off during the transfer process, or they hang up on their end before we can get an agent on the line. We also need to make sure that we have an easy platform for you to update and manage and give you more control over the types of clients that you want to work with. So be it your geography, the price points that you want to work, the type of client, buyers, sellers, investors, etc. The referral manager program that Samantha is going to introduce today gives us those controls. Okay, there's still some things that we need to work through. This is a program that we are working to integrate our Homecity technology into the Opcity referral manager program. Main reason why we want to move to this, it is a very mobile-centric system. It's web-based and mobile optimized, so you can manage the vast majority of your business directly from your phone right after you get a text message and the warm transfer in from Opcity. You can click a button at the bottom, log your notes, and you're good. Okay. We are also going to be building our technology to be very similar to this program in the regards of we want it to be a mobile-first solution. So I'm going to turn this over to Samantha. That way she can walk you through what this program entails, how easy it is to use, and how to set up your profiles. We are planning on launching the referral manager next Monday or Tuesday, provided we can get all the little things hooked up that we need. So this is going to be coming into effect very, very quickly. So Samantha, it's all yours.
Great, thank you. Let me get here and share my screen here. Okay, great. So let's start off by step one. So here we are, we're calling, we have this client on the line. You get awarded this warm transfer, and our customer service rep then gets off of the phone. So the idea behind our referral manager is what Mike spoke to, is we're really pushing you guys to be able to do this quickly, efficiently, and on your mobile device. So when you get off of the phone with that warm transfer, you're going to see this screen again. If you see where my yellow box is, it says My Account next to a manual. That will always be there when you get off of the phone. And what we've done is already had it to where you can log in automatically without having to type in a username or a password, so you're in the system right away. Another great feature is all of those notes that the CSR took while vetting this client out will automatically already be in your referral manager as well, along with all of the client's information, right when that CSR hangs up the phone, so it's ready to go when you are done speaking to that client. So this is what the inside of a referral manager looks like. As I mentioned, very sleek, very user-friendly. Tom Allen is our agent here. You can see he's active. He's keeping everything up to date. We've color coordinated everything. So if we require that these referrals that are working actively be updated once a week. And so if you do not update them once a week, we'll send you text message reminders. And so you will get these text message reminders at 9 a.m. For 4 days in a row. So we're going to nudge you. We know you guys get busy, so we'll send some nudges to say, hey, FYI, you have some referrals to update, and then we'll actually have the link in the text message that'll take you straight into your referral manager to make those updates. If you are somewhat delinquent and updating, this active status will turn to needs action, and it'll be in the yellow font. And if you go past those 4 nudges on the 5th day, the system actually disables you and will turn red. Instead of active, you'll see disabled in red. And you won't receive any text message referrals until you go back in and update, and then you're automatically enabled in the system. So we've color coordinated it like that. So if you ever log in and see some of the writings in yellow, that means you need to take some action. So in the top right-hand corner, you can see Tom's stats, how many people he's met with out of the 53 referrals and how many closes he's had so far. So if you want to click on a client, you simply just click within this box right here, anywhere. And so we'll go into Pablo. So when you go into the client, this is what it looks like. You'll have their name, their number. If you're on your cell phone, you can call or SMS from your phone right here in the system. Under the Details tab is going to be all of the information that the CSR put in. And then where you see it says Status and a Notes text box, that's for you guys to update. So when you go into a client, you have 5 options. So our goal is right when you get off the phone with that person to click My Account. You're already logged in. The first one would be, obviously, We Spoke. So you'd hit Choose, and you'd have that gray text box where you put your notes in, and then just hit Save, and it's that simple. So the idea here is to just work down these 5 steps through a close. And I know once you get to we are under contract and we've closed, it asks for a little bit more information than the 3 previous statuses before. We're going to ask you to put in MLS, the contract amount, and your contract close date, along with the notes. Now, I know that some of you have transaction coordinators, and Mike and I are working together to make sure that they'll have access to this. So once you get to this stage, they'll be able to go in and put this information in. But just mind you, if you are, once you guys go live and you get to this step, you are going to see this, and it's going to ask you to put some more information in.
Hey, Samantha, real quick, where it's asking for the MLS number, if it's new construction, you're putting a 0 in there, is that correct?
Correct. And then just in the notes, you just put that. Go ahead.
It just needs to have something in that field where there's a red asterisk, correct?
Correct. Yeah, great question. So those are the 5 statuses through closing a home. Very simple. So say you are in We Met House Hunted, and you're in that status for a month, right? They're continuously looking at these homes, but you're having to update once a week because you're actively working with this client. If you already have notes in there just saying we are still actively looking, and you can go back and obviously this person's in the We Made Offer status. So if you click Update, those notes that you had in there previously are still there. So if you were in the We Met House Hunted stage, you'd simply hit Update. Your notes from the last week when you updated are still in there. You can just hit Save again, and you're not having to retype that. So it's a great feature if you're having to stay in the same status for a couple weeks. We're not requiring you to go in and make a ton of new notes. You can, obviously, if you want to, but it saves the field from your previous entry. 2 other great features that we have are the release and long-term hold. So obviously you guys are very well aware of working with online referrals. They don't always pan out. So if we do warm transfer somebody to you and you guys talk, and then you're actively trying to reach out to them and they aren't responding to you, and it's not working out and it's not worth your time, you want to send it back to us. That's what this release tab is for. You'd go in there, click Release, type the notes in why you're wanting to release them, and it shoots it back into the lead pool. Definitely want to encourage you guys to utilize this if it's somebody that you're not working with, or it's just someone that, even if they are in contact with you, it's just not panning out for you guys. We have the team here working 7 days a week to call these people, track them down, find them the best fit agent. So definitely utilize this release button. We encourage it. It doesn't hinder you in any way. Our next is the long-term hold. So say there is somebody that you're actively, wanting to work with, but they're not moving for 7 to 8 months. You want to keep them on a drip, but you also don't want us asking you to update them every 7 days because you're not actively working with them that much. They'd be perfect for long-term hold. So you could go in, select the status that they're in, and put them in long-term hold anywhere from a month to 6 months. So that way, we're not nudging you to make those 7-day updates, but they're still in your radar. So definitely utilize that as well. And then probably one of the most important features is, as you see here in the top right-hand corner, when you first get into your referral manager, there's a settings icon. So the settings icon is where you're going to set all of your preferences. So here's what it looks like. First, we have our snooze notifications. This is if you're going out of town for the weekend or you're under the weather, you don't want to receive text messages for a day or two. Instead of having to ask somebody or turning our text messages on mute on your end and forgetting to turn us back on, you can go in here and snooze yourself for a allotted period of time. Once that time's over, you're automatically enabled again. Then you have your location. You can specify your home-based zip code, whether it be your home or the office, and then how far you're willing to travel, so you're not receiving referrals outside of that radius. And the radius goes anywhere from 5 to 60 miles. So definitely get in there and play with this. Find something that's comfortable for you. You can update this at any time. So definitely make sure it's to your preference. Then you have your client types. If you're somebody that does not want to work with investors, make sure you're going in here and specifying that so we're not sending you those referrals. And then finally, we have our price points. So this is definitely something you want to make sure and play with and tailor to yourself so we can pair that client with the best agent and you're actively working those clients that you want to work with. So I always feel like I blow by this fairly quickly, but it's a very simple system. So I want to open it for questions. I also want to touch in on this point. So this is not an app. It is a web-based system. So we've designed it to where when you're in this screen, you can click My Account and get into it whenever you want. Another cool feature is if you, once you guys are live, and Mike, this is something that I was privy to today, I wanted to verify before speaking to it, any of the text messages that you have in the conversations prior any of the links, you guys will be able, once you're live on Monday, we'll be able to go back in there and click that, and you'll see this screen. It obviously won't say congrats because it's a past lead, but that My Account option will always be there. You can go back even before you guys are live in the referral manager, those links will work, and just going forward. So say, you're in the grocery store and like, oh man, I really need to update this person. I don't want to have to worry about going to the web or whatever it may be. You can go back to the Opcity number, find any of the text messages we've ever sent you, click on one of those to claim, and this screen will pop up. And so it's a really easy and efficient way to get into your referral manager. But if you like to do it on your desktop, you can also go to the website and update everybody all at one time. It works just as efficiently on a desktop. So that's really it. Like I mentioned, super simple, just 5 simple steps, and then our release and long-term hold, and the ability to go in there and adjust your settings. So I want to open it up for questions for you guys at this time.
It's not an app that we're logging into?
No, it's still a web-based program. That way you can get it on both your desktop as well as your phone. It's very similar to our system. So if you've ever gone to cs.homecity.com through your phone, it's the same thing, only if you're logging in through the text message itself, clicking on the My Account, that's optimized for a mobile screen. So a lot easier to use that way.
So it'll still come the same through our text, and we just
Correct.
hit.
Yeah, so nothing is changing in regards to how the referrals are sent out. The main thing that we're going to fix here are your customization features. So you being able to say, I don't want to have to get text messages for a rock wall if I'm not ever planning on doing business in Rockwall. This way your experience is better. The client on the other end is not having to wait as long to get through the agent dispatcher to find someone that's willing to take that leap. So your home base can be whatever zip code you want it to be. Okay, so if you say you want your home base to be around Addison, great, just choose a zip code and then you expand out your radius search. But let's say you you live in Salina, but you really want your home base to be closer into Frisco. You can choose a Frisco zip code and then just expand out your territories. So this is very customizable for yourself. Choose the price points and everything that you want. One thing that I will tell you, the closer you make your radius, and the more you reduce your price point settings and your client options, be prepared that you may not receive as many text messages. But the text messages that you do get should be for clientele that you really want to go and work with. Okay, does that make sense?
Can you choose zip codes within that radius, like you mentioned?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, we're not there.
And then is the release and long term, what is that?
The release and long-term hold.
Long-term hold, is that in step validation step?
No. So currently, you will still need to update the Homecity platform with the validations, etc. Our goal is that as we get further into this process within the next few months, we will have a single platform that you can update. So for instance, if you're updating the referral manager through Opcity, that information we hope will be passed into our platform so you don't have to update two programs. We just have to create it first. We're in the initial stages, so I'm going to ask that you're patient with us. I know you're being asked to take on one additional step. We're doing this now so that we can get you the higher quality referrals and the people that you really want to work with versus the entire metro and seeing everything that comes through. It's not creating the best of client experiences on that side, and I know you guys get frustrated seeing everything that comes through the marketplace and not just what's in your area. So this is the first stage. This is where we're going. I'm going to have some more information on the release feature in the next couple of days. So after validation, releasing clientele will still have an effect on Homecity close rates. We want you to be diligent about the questions that you're asking and making a determination of who you want to work with so that we're not losing opportunities. At the same time, though, if you have a client that you just don't want to work with anymore, you get down the road, release them and let us get the opportunity back, okay? So we're going to work together on all of this. This is still new for Homecity, and we're going to do this together, okay?
But all of our old clients, our current, what we have right now on Homecity platform is populating over to this.
No, this is just
moving forward.
Yes, this is purely moving forward from here. Okay. These will be the accounts that you'll need to update, not the previous.
You don't need to go back. Oh, okay.
No. That is correct, Samantha. Am I right? It's just from go live date forward?
Correct.
Okay. And again, we are hoping that we will be going live Monday or Tuesday of this week. I want to make sure that everyone is going to be in the office available for questions. You know, it's a very, very simple, very easy to use program. It really shouldn't take you much time at all. It's a couple of seconds. You're literally a few clicks and you're done. But I imagine the first couple times you get into this, you're going to have a couple questions. So. No, you definitely don't need to be here. Yeah, we'll send out an email for your login information so you can set up your profiles the morning that we're going live. You'll go in, you'll set up your profiles, and at that point in time, you should be good to go for the referral manager. Text messages will start coming back in. Everything will work the way that it should. I don't anticipate.
How are you going to manage, pardon me for interrupting, how are you going to manage if, like, nobody picks Arlington, for example? Right. They don't want to do it. Nobody has Arlington for under $150,000.
I seriously doubt that's going to happen, but if it does, we're going to test this out the way that we're going to ask that you take into account with the radius feature, you should be able to take some of that business. Okay? If no one chooses that, you might get a phone call from me asking for a favor.
We do Dallas, Collin, Denton County, and Tarrant, of course. Yeah. Are they the only 4 counties?
I think we have a small sliver of Johnson. It's not much though. If it is, I mean, it's
no Ellis.
No, God, I get a little bit of overflow for Ellis, but not by much. I'm pretty much cut off at DeSoto.
And we can go in and change our zip codes at any time.
You can change all of your custom features. So your price points, your zip code, your type of client, you can change that at will. Play with this. Okay, get in there and use it. Come up with what's comfortable for you. If we get to a place where I'm I've got a lot of clients that we're not servicing. Expect a phone call from me. I'm going to ask for some help, especially while we're getting going with this. But the fact that we can provide a radius opportunity for you, it should make this a little bit easier to say, yes, I'm willing to take these closer to home.
Have you seen, and this I meant to ask even on the Instagram, like, I have a Samsung Android, and I know most people have iPhones. Is the processor, like, the same? Because I will tell you, like, there's been leads come across, and I've hit it, like, I'm talking as soon, and it's, like, already claimed.
Right.
And
It
so
happens to me on my iPhone too.
I'm just wondering,
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's not an operating system.
the same time to everybody? That's what I've been thinking the same.
So here's how this works. This is one of the main reasons why we're going to this program. Is because every single person in the metro is receiving these text messages. So it's not a smaller pool of people. So the dispatcher starts and it goes in 10-second increments, and the people before you can still come back and claim that lead at any point in time because it's active on their screen. Okay, so let's say it takes 5 agents. It goes through the dispatcher 5 different times. That's 50 seconds worth of agents that now have that lead on their screen. That first agent can still come back and click the lead and claim it. So just because you get it, you hit the button instantly, doesn't mean that one of those other 5 people before you didn't come back in and grab it.
That so confused me, but I think I know where you're going with it,
Yeah.
because like yesterday I hit claim and it said already been claimed, but then customer service called me. So I'm assuming whoever got the congrats didn't want to take it, and so I had clicked, and maybe it's like on a, okay.
Yeah. So just because someone claims it doesn't mean they're always, they might take a phone call and they miss customer service's call, so customer service is moving on to the next person that clicks the button.
So you want to still click it, because sometimes I'm like, well, it's already been, and I won't even click it.
Yeah.
Oh, I click them all.
Yeah.
So it's important to do that.
Yep.
Okay.
Worst thing that can happen is you just don't get the call.
Okay.
You know, or it's already been claimed and you already know that you didn't win it. But, you know, be available. Sometimes this happens. I mean, it happens a lot. You know, so, and again, all of what we're doing today with this new system is designed to make this process that much easier on everybody. And let's get it to where we're working a smaller territory, so you're not seeing everything from the entire metro. That creates a better experience for you as the agent, and it's going to create a much more pleasant experience for the client on the phone. They're not having to sit there for 2 minutes while we're trying to decide if we want to take that lead, and then they drop off the phone. Customer service gets you on the line, but they can't bridge anything over to you, so they're trying to get the guy back on the line. So all of this stuff will get better as we move into this referral manager program.
And in the, sorry. Go ahead. Well, in the future, do you see from us starting at a certain point and maybe doing a polygram or choosing zip code?
The polygram is probably going to be way too difficult. So give us a little bit of time to source this out and see where we're at. Opcity is doing a lot to optimize their systems. You know, we're working as a team to make this the best experience we can possibly make it for you guys and the clients. So, you know, things will evolve. They've got 4 great developers over there, if I remember correctly. Is it 3 or 4, Samantha?
We're at 3 now. We were at 2 for a really long time, so we're really excited. Yeah, so as you know, we're working with Homecity to integrate and work together. I mean, just on our end, you know, we have 900 agents outside of you guys. So I'm constantly getting feedback and working with our developers. So there's great stuff that will come to this, and it'll only get better as time progresses. Right now, I'm actually working with our engineer to develop a multiple transactions button. So if you have somebody that is a buyer and a seller, and you're going to be listing and buying them a home, you'll be able to go in and do that here. Or if you're working with an investor and they're purchasing more than one home, you'll be able to put in your referral manager. So this will be constantly scaling and getting far better. So we're really excited about it.
My question mainly is for you, Mike. Are we still going to be plugging the data into the agent dashboard as well? So like all that same information into
For right now, yes.
Okay.
Our goal is that when you update the referral manager, that information will translate into our system.
Yeah.
We have not been able to create the bridge yet, so it's on the roadmap for down the road, is to make this, again, as easy on you guys as possible. This is going to come with us having to redesign our system as well. I mean, we use a different coding system, so we've got to make all this stuff work together. It's just going to take time, But the great thing is what we're seeing off of warm transfers is the conversion level from lead to referral base is much higher than it's ever been before. We've already seen a 20-30% increase in number of leads going out. Now we have to make sure that the right agents are getting them. They're moving faster. Our conversion ratios are higher than they ever have been. The month of October, which is the weirdest month to have this, we have 71 Homecity closings this month. The best month we've ever had was 51 or 50.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is October. So we started this process 60 days ago in Dallas. We've gone from converting about 30 to 35 leads a month to 48 in the month of October.
Wow.
So we're seeing a steady increase.
That's going to be a link on our dashboard to get to this, or we have to access it on our computer?
We could probably add a link into our resources tab. I'm sure that'll be easy enough for us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, for the dashboard version of it, just like with cs.homecity.com, bookmark it no matter what. Just in case for whatever reason you're out running around, I'll get you guys the address. It's really easy. I think it's referrals.opcity.com. But then again, remember, all of this is mobile-based as well. So when you're on your phone, just open up your text messages, find any of your old texts, and at the bottom of that text message, we'll have the My Account button. Just click on that, and auto logs you in and takes you into your account list. Okay?
Okay.
So again, literally, it's about a 3 to 4 click process, and you're good. You're done. This should take seconds versus minutes. And that's why we're also looking in Homecity at going into a system that's very similar.
So these leads, moving forward after we transition, is either release or long-term?
Release, or if you're actively working with them, they're your 0 to 90-day clients, you're going to update them just like you would anything else.
Okay.
If they're 6+ months, you're going to set them to long-term hold. That way you don't have to get the weekly nudges. Okay?
Yes.
So again, really easy process.
So they're still going to do like they do now, where when we get off the phone from talking to the lead, the customer service is going to go on, it'll come on our dashboard, Homecity.
Yep.
So that'll all be the same.
All that's still the same. So our internal process will not change whatsoever. It's for right now, it's just this, where you'll have that button at the bottom of your text. Click on that button right after you get off the phone. Yeah. Enter in your notes, because you're still going to have to go to our system to create searches and all that other good stuff.
Right.
Okay? Yeah. And at least for right now, validation is staying exactly as it has been. We're in the process of evaluating that and categorizing, changing up categorizations, whatever we need to do on our end, again, to make this easier and for you guys to be working with the clients you really want to work with.
Okay.
Do you guys have any more questions for Samantha? No? Awesome. Well, Samantha, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Alrighty, guys. Mike, I think this recorded, not 100% sure, so let me try, and I'll try and shoot it over to you. But I appreciate you guys, and just let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.